This video is brought to you by Hodo Tools and their new Air Pump Pro. We'll talk about this a little bit later in the video. Alright, so we're checking out the new Gyroor C1Plus. So I think last year I did the review on the original C1, and this one here is an improved version. So they did a few things to make it a lot better. Obviously the price has gone up because the specs have gone up as well. But let's go over all the features and highlights here. So I think the biggest thing here is they put a giant seat on here, and it's very comfortable. There's some big springs back here in the back, so when you're sitting on the rear portion here, even all these bumps, very smooth ride, very comfortable, even going over bumps, and you even have dual suspension here in the rear, so going over any kind of cracks in the sidewalk, on the street, it's a very smooth ride on this one. Same 14-inch wheels. The tires are pneumatic, new inner tubes in these. They're made by Kenda. In the back here, we've got a 600-watt motor, 36 volts, and the battery is a 36-volt, 10.4 amp-hour battery. It's in the base here. You can kind of see underneath. They're advertising in maximum range up to 25 miles. The frame is a bit different. So they've widened this front part of the deck here. Not sure if it's going to come out that well in the video. It's about 11.8 inches at its widest point right here. So don't have to scrunch your feet there. There's the charge port for charging the battery. Still got a height adjustable seat here in the back, so you can adjust this for taller riders, and you also have a handlebar height adjustment as well. So I think scooter is appropriate for, I think, 5'1" to 6'4", I believe. Still have the basket here in the back, slightly different arrangement. I kind of wish it was a little bit further behind the seat, because it kind of restricts your height of the bags you can put in the back here. So obviously you can take this for running some errands, getting some groceries, that kind of stuff, but what you can stick in the back here is a little bit limited because of the seat getting in the way. Still get a rear brake light, of course activated by the brake levers. They've now upgraded the braking system. It's still mechanical disc brakes, but we have disc rotors in the front and in the rear. Before, I think it was a drum brake in the front, so improved braking system. Still have plastic fenders in the front and in the rear, and we still have a front headlight. I believe that's the same as well. So you can fold down the handlebar here. There's that red safety latch, and you can swing it down this way to reduce the height of the scooter if you want to transport it into a car or something like that. Here's a look at the handlebar. Standard grips here. You got a bell, your brake levers. The angle is adjustable here on this lever here. Power button, turn on the scooter here, and use your display, speedometer, odometer, and battery meter. And we have a half twist throttle, same as before. So in terms of putting the scooter together, pretty simple. Just gotta put it in the seat. That's not too hard to do. You have to attach the rear basket. There's 4 screws for that, and then you have to attach the handlebar right here. So that's not actually attached. There's some screws here. There's a screw right here where this leverage to pull this out, and then you can attach the handlebar at that point. Other than that, it is like 90% assembled out of the box. It didn't take that long, but about 10 minutes to put it together. All right, so go take it for a ride, and I'll give you my thoughts as we're riding around. When you do as many e-bike and scooter reviews as I do, having a powerful and good working air pump is pretty important. And this one here from Hodo Tools is very nice, almost kind of too nice looking, but here's a quick look at it. It's pretty small. It has a detachable locking air hose, just screws into the top over here. There's a 12 lumen LED here on top, so you can use that to illuminate whatever you're trying to pump up. Not much here on the bottom, just some specs here. Inflation pressure goes from 3 to 120 psi. The motor in here is a 12-volt motor, so should work for most things like cars and bikes and stuff like that. On the right side here, you have basically a little switch here, switches the units. So there's bar, PSI, and KPA. So you just slide that up. You can change your units to whatever you're more comfortable with. You have USB-C here for charging the internal battery. I think it is, yeah, it's 2,500 milliamp hours, 27 watt hours for the battery inside. Got a nice little silicone handle here for carrying it around. The screen is very glossy. It's a fingerprint magnet, but it's nice and big. So I'm going to switch this to PSI, which is I'm used to. So there's different modes here available to you. So there's this custom mode, which is basically you can set it to whatever you want. And I'll go from the lowest level to 3, from 3 all the way up to, I believe it's 120 max. And there we go. Just using the dial here. Press this button again. Got car mode, bike mode there. So in these different modes, the low end and the high end, so it's 30 to, in this case, 65. It tries to provide a preset range for these different modes that might be appropriate for, you know, the thing that you're going to be, tires that are going to be like on a bike, for example. Then we have motorbike mode, or motorcycle mode. And so they have different ranges, 26 to 44. You know, ball mode goes from 4 and a maximum of 15, 16. And then you have your battery gauge there. So pretty simple to use. This is dial here to adjust the PSI. And you have different modes available to you for different PSI settings, or you can change your units if you want to change the units down here on the right. And basically, it's pretty easy to use. It's pretty small compared to some of the other air pumps that I have. So this is definitely going to be one I'll be keeping around. Anyway, I'll have a link in the video description if you guys want to check it out. And let's get back to the video. All right, we'll start off the test in speed level 1, or mode 1. See how fast it goes here. Pretty good power right off the bat. The speed jumps up to like 13 something, and then it comes down. And we're settling in here about 12.4. All right, let's move up to level 2. All right, we're heading about 15.5 in level 2. All right, let's go to level 3. All right, already up to 17, 18. 18.9, 18.7, so almost 19 miles an hour on level 3. Plenty fast. All right, let's keep it in level 2 and talk about the ride. Of course, very comfortable. I'm bouncing up and down here on the seat. I barely feel any of the cracks in the sidewalk at all. The seat's very comfortable. The shock absorbers, springs in the back, are doing its job as well. So very smooth ride, much nicer than the original C1. Of course, you're paying extra for that as well. Could probably go into the grass if you wanted to, but I'm gonna stick to the sidewalk here. Still kind of wish it was 48 volt system instead of 36 volts. Of course, that keeps the cost down, but everything is kind of moving up now to like 48 volts, 52 volts, etc. So maybe the next version, the C2, I guess, probably come out later this year, I suspect. Maybe that won't have a 48 volt system. We get a little bit more torque and power off the line. So if you want to get up to speed faster, then of course that's going to come into play. But for this kind of a scooter, just kind of riding around in an urban environment, just for basic transportation, this is going to be fine at 36 volts. So basically, what it boils down to is if you want something a little bit more comfortable, this one, of course, going to be accommodating for taller riders, I think, with the handlebar being height adjustable. This one is the one to go for and pay a little bit extra for that one versus the original C1, which didn't have any shock absorption, and I did have to change the seat on that one just to get a little bit more comfortable ride. The original seat was kind of a basic seat, So, you know, if you want to move up to a little bit more comfort, this one is, I think, definitely worth the money. Anyway, I'll link the original review if you want to check that one out, and you know, perhaps if you're looking for something a little bit less expensive, check out that review. I'll link that in the video description. That'll cover for this video. If you got any more questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.